Hey, what's going on, guys? I was just taking a shower and I'm about to just, you know, go and do my meditation. But this is about Elon Musk. I'm just thinking about this because I've been watching a lot of videos on him lately, and the guy is amazing. Just imagine if we was in a world full of Elon Musks, people that was just very open to their own ideas and pursuing them. If you don't know who Elon Musk is, he is an engineer. He has Tesla, the car company, SpaceX, which they are launching rockets. They're launching, rockets into into orbit and allowing them coming back down into our orbit without losing any pieces. And that's just amazing. Like, we was never able to shoot rockets into space and have them come back down and land in place, which is amazing. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about, hey, what's going on, fam? I'm going to be talking about what Elon Musk projects for our future and how do I feel about that. I would love you guys to have some input on this because I'm just curious. The future is always exciting. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Elon Musk is a man that he was very, he felt very gloom for humanity, especially when he heard about AI. A lot of people did. They're thinking about a superior robot. They're gonna come one day and just take control and kill us all off. You know, movies have that effect on our mind. And now today, he is saying clearly that it's just a gray area. What is a fact is that they're going to be smarter than us. They're going to be able to retain more than us within minutes. They'll be able to learn about our whole society and our past and be able to predict future events in minutes. So at one point, we'll basically be ridiculous in his words. And I see that as being true. At the same time, that doesn't mean that they're going to kill us off, even if we are not a necessity for them. Like he said clearly, it's a gray area. Once they get to that singularity where they can control their self, think for their self, and realize that they are what they are, we have no idea what's going to happen. And that's fair to say. So his new view as of recent is that instead of waiting to that time, to that point, which I agree, we should have some regulations on AI. Like, maybe if AI gets to a certain point, you can shut it off. Or if AI does this, you can penalize the company with that. And if this starts to happen, there's a reaction for every action that is taking place. He brought up something that was extremely well. Seatbelts back in the day. As we know today, seatbelts are incredible. They save thousands and hundreds of thousands of lives all the time. But when the issue came up in court, that not wearing your seatbelt kills tens of thousands in a year, and people that do have their seatbelt on, it saves tens of thousands of lives more in a year. And the scientific proof was very, very clear. But since you have to go to court to put all these regulations in place, it took tens, like it took about 10 years, he said, around 10 years for them to start putting in place that it was a requirement for you to wear a seatbelt and to get to where we are today. So that's just to make the point that we need to start to have some action on AI right now before they're developed, before they hit the market, before it's too late, because we can't sit around for years and years trying to pass regulations when AI is out there and possibly doing the most. Well, outside of AI, because I'm excited about it, I honestly don't care. Um, I'm not a doomsday kind of guy. Whatever happens, happens. But honestly, it's weird for a human being to think like an AI is gonna come, it's gonna take our jobs. Well, cool. Let it take our jobs. Who cares? Because then we'll basically be here to do whatever we want to do and pursue what we actually want to pursue, instead of falling into a space of work that you don't really want to do. You just do because you feel like it's a necessity to survive, basically, right? That's all you go to work for, is for your own survival. Now, if you're at a job because you like it, then cool, you're a smart person. And if you're just doing what's necessary, then you're a genius. But if you're going to a place that you don't like, then you're a fool. So I just want to look forward in life and be optimistic about that point. Well, Elon Musk is an incredible guy. Uh, like I said, with SpaceX, is it's so timely because now we have these spacecraft, these space rockets that you can shoot them up and then they come back down safely. You know, they go into orbit and then they come back down safely. So he's projecting in 2023 we'll be able to have private astronauts to the moon, and it's only going to take 5 days. That math is crazy. 5 days? Wow, that's incredible. Incredible. Think about that. That can go so far. How would you feel about taking a vacation to the moon, or at least just taking a trip and seeing the moon? A 5-day trip going around the moon's orbit and back. And they're predicting in 2023 that they'll be having a base on the moon, so you can shoot to the moon 5 days. Well, maybe 2.5. Fuel up at the moon, then shoot off and go to Mars. And they want to continue that process. Fuel up, shoot off, fuel up, shoot off, and go on from there. So I'm extremely excited about that. The other thing that Elon Musk is doing, which I completely, I'm with the man. He's amazing. We're so blessed to have somebody like him in in this time, to be alive in this time. He's so open and creative, and he doesn't care. Like, he honestly does not care. He's so free and excited about life, and he just wants to do what he wants to do, and nobody even tries to stop him. He was on the Joe Rogan show, and Joe Rogan said this, which I find hilarious, but it's so true. He said, "So I heard that you're trying to have some tunnels built under LA. From what I've seen on the reports, his first place was Chicago, and he was talking um, the to the city about that. So in LA, he's going to be having some tunnels under there, so he can have some super high speed trains going through these tunnels that will get you anywhere in LA within 5 minutes." And Joe Rogan was like, "So why? Why would you? What made you want to come up with this idea?" He said, "Well, you know, I live in Los Angeles, and the traffic is extremely hard, and I just don't like that, so I want to fix it." Okay. That's it seems really simple, but that's incredible. Like, oh man, there's a problem, man. I'm just going to fix it because he can. And then he said, so who do you speak to cut through all the red tape to get this done? He said, hmm, nobody. He said, so there's nobody that you go to saying that, oh, I'm going to dig a couple of holes and have traffic under the earth. He said, no. I just told the state, the city of Los Angeles that we're going to dig a hole. He said, okay. He said, so I dug a hole for about 50 feet. And then you go and get a permit and dig another hole for 50 feet. And when you put it like that, it's so simple. Like, why don't other people do this? And it's all about perception. When you're in a certain level of perception, it's easy because you can just see all the angles. But when you're under that level of perception, you're looking up and you just see endless sky because you just don't know. But since he's so high in his intellect and understanding of how things work with our government and state, it's just like a game for him. So he said, yeah, so I just told him that I want to dig a hole. Then I dug another hole and I dug another hole. And he said, nobody stops you. He said, nobody cares. And I just feel like that's amazing. So this guy's going to have these trains that can go anywhere in LA and also, like I said, anywhere in Chicago. And I'm sure he's going to try to expand across the whole world within 5 minutes. And he was breaking down the math and the science on that, and he said it would be the perfect environment for an earthquake because people will probably think, oh, well, in California there's a lot of earthquakes. Yes, there is. But he said how the layer, if you dig a hole under the earth, it will work as a skeleton, like the skeleton of a snake. It would shake and it'll move like a snake, but the actual hole will never cave. It was weird how he said it, but it was extremely extremely great. So that's an option for living also. That's the best place to go when overpopulation happens because that's inevitable. There's a couple of inevitable things that's going to happen. Overpopulation, it grows every year, every second, every minute. And we can always go under the earth. There's way more space in the earth than on top of the earth. This is facts. Um, and now they're finally realizing that we're losing more drinking water than ever. Within a couple of years, within 20 years, we're not going to have any more drinking water. Water and drinking water is completely different. So I'm very happy that they're finally looking at that. But now this man also has the Tesla. I'm sure everybody knows about the Tesla. It runs off electricity or solar power or either or. It's not gas, it's not fuel because that resource is also lacking nowadays. It's not going to be an easy resource to be coming across any longer. But the Tesla car is very efficient, as you know. It it can drive itself, but if you fall asleep at the wheel, it requires you to touch the wheel, or it would have an alarm or some kind of music, and or the car will pull over because there was an incident that a guy did fall asleep at the wheel, and something happened, and he blamed it on Tesla, even though it was kind of his fault. So he just doesn't want people to fall asleep at the wheel, even though The car is very capable by itself. It's amazing. It's amazing. Look up the car. It's extremely amazing. The traction on it is crazy. It can't even slide out in snow because it aligns itself. As soon as it starts to slip, it goes in reverse and shifts and makes sure that the sliding stops like right away. It's just crazy. So yeah, I'm really excited about the inventions that he has now and the things that he's going to be coming up with later. Uh, One of the huge things is free energy. Like finally, like this is something that people have been trying to work on for the longest, and look, this guy just comes up with it. He just says, "Hey, I have something for this," just like that. How is he inventing all of these new things so fast out of nowhere, and he's just launching them, and nobody's stopping him? There's nobody putting regulations on this guy. There's nobody trying to slow him down. He has no red tape in front of him. He's just going straight full force ahead. And it's just incredible. It's just amazing. Like this guy is amazing. I have to say that. I mean, we all are, but he's actually putting it into work. Um, so solar satellite, solar panels. This is what he's doing. See the regular shingles on your house. He's gonna use. He's gonna convert those to solar panels. So they're gonna look like shingles, but they're actually gonna be solar panels. And he's gonna make them very inexpensive. That at one point, I forgot what his projections were, but nothing that he does is far off. He's not talking, 50 years, never. This guy's saying a couple years, he's trying to finish everything. Incredible. Uh, he says, like, within a couple of years, it's going to be so inexpensive that all houses are just going to be built with these solar panels as shingles. And every house is going to have it. So you're really not going to be paying for electricity, which is crazy. Anybody else on this planet has, if they ever try to take electricity out of the equation when it comes to a utility as a bill, you'll be assassinated. Like that's huge. Like, and you may think that's extreme for me saying that. That's really light. Like, so much goes into keeping our current resources as our main resources. Like, if you ever do anything to try to stop steel, the production of steel, electricity, stop a water company or oil company, the necessities that we think is a necessity for us at this moment, and you shift that market in any way, you'll be killed. You'll just disappear. Your idea will disappear. They found the cure for cancer multiple times. They have the cure for AIDS. Look at Magic Johnson. That's a fact. They had the cure for cancer multiple times, but people just disappeared or they got paid off. And there's documentation and videos capturing this. This is real. But then you got a guy like this. All of these things, except for the car's just fun. All of these other things are like huge offenses to globalists and capitalists that have their hands on monopolies when it comes to natural resources. Like if we're talking about the SpaceX, now he's trying to send people out into space. There's a lot of things that even astronauts can't even speak on today. Edward Snowden. Now, I'm not trying to go into conspiracies, but if you believe in the existence of other beings, which the possibilities are extremely high, if you're keeping it 100% logical and scientific, if you do the math, the possibilities are extremely high, extremely high. So if you're taking a normal trip, the possibilities of you seeing something or somebody seeing something is it's almost 100%. Somebody's gonna see something one day, and from our knowledge, from a lot of even sci-fi to actual events. That's something that the government does not want to let out. If you believe in the words of Edward Snowden, that's what all surveillance is for. To keep things like this that may scare us or give us ideas under wraps. But they're allowing this man to send people to outer space without a problem. That's crazy. That is just crazy. I don't know how he does it. Alright, now for the big kicker. Maybe some of you guys don't know about this. I think that the program is called Blue Chip. I think it is. And actually, I think I am going to make an investment on that. I got to look that up. But I think it's called Blue Chip. Back to the story of AI. Like he was saying before, at one point that we're going to be completely useless when it comes to actually evolving our social structure, because the AI is going to kind of take control of everything, and we're going to be just on a ride, sitting back, just basically doing nothing, unless if we can compete in some kind of way. What way would we be able to compete? There's only two ways that I know of. That he only brought up one because he's an intellectual, and that's fine. There's only two ways. It's either become enlightened, so your brain and your output power could be extremely high naturally, or to convert. He's talking about cyborgs. Now, not by the scientific factors of being I need to put machinery on me, but he's actually creating a chip at this moment as we speak. And he said development and launch is not too far along. Like I said, with all of his inventions, they're just a couple of years away, like 2 or 3. And this chip is going to allow you to have, how he says, a bandwidth amplifier to yourself. So it's basically going to be like you're a computer. You're going to be able to know everything, recognize everything, digest everything, remember everything. Watch, what is it called, Black Mirror on Netflix. If you ever seen, I think it's episode 2 or 3, and they have a cam or a chip in their head that they can replay things, and they got all these memories stored on their chip. There's a computer, and they can access memory and files. So Elon Musk wants to do that so we can actually compete with AI, so we're not just pushed to the side. And it does make sense, but I'm not too cool on that idea. Tell me what you guys think about that, but if it doesn't interfere with the natural state of the mind, if you can still work towards your own enlightenment without any damage to your system, then I guess why not? Like, really wouldn't hurt. But I don't know. I would need to know a lot more about that. But it does sound pretty cool. You put in a chip and bam, you got all the knowledge that's ever been in your head, and you'll never forget it. So you'll be an absolute genius as soon as you put this chip in, which just sounds just incredible. So, like I said, Elon Musk is one of the greatest thinkers of our time. It's just, he reminds me so much of, I don't want to kill his name, but Nikola Tesla. And Nikola Tesla is one of my favorite people of all time. So that's a big leap, but look at the man. Every day there's something new. So there's something I want to add on this video too. There's an interview that he had with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, the MMA announcer and entrepreneur. He has his own radio talk show, which is pretty cool. He talks about a lot of the things that I talk about: health, wealth, and spirituality, and a lot of great things. He's very open. So he had Elon Musk on there for a good like hour, and they conversated about all these topics. It was just amazing. Look at it. And now this is a really big kicker. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Alex Jones. Now, back in the day, I used to listen to Alex Jones a lot. I only had one situation with Alex Jones. It was the fact that he was kind of doom and gloom. He's extremely passionate. That's what I loved about him. And his information was accurate because he would show you on his screen, his projector. He would show you the files, the documentations, the videos. He'll show you all the proof. He will not just talk and say, blah, 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 this is how I feel. He will show you. So, saying that, people think that he is an extremist. Just to let you guys know that the guy just been banned from YouTube, Twitter, and every other platform that you can think of. Facebook, they all banned this man, which I think is extremely unfair. I don't care what he's saying. He can sound like a straight lunatic. You have lunatics in this world, and we do nothing about it. And it's his right to say and do as he will. It's not like he's out there lying. Well, anyway, the government shut him down because they felt like he's working with Trump in some kind of way, that he's working with other nations to bring down America. Whatever the case may be. The only reason I'm saying this now is, one, it's not right. Because if they could do it to somebody who's such high power, like Alex Jones, he had over a couple of million subscribers. They just wiped him out. They can do it to anybody. So listen to the guy's testimony. And I want to say this. He had appeared on the Joe Rogan show back in the day. And his interview kind of went... I'm gonna try to repeat some of the things he said, but it was kind of wacky for some people. Some people, like me, I could understand it, and I would still think, whoa, you're kind of reaching. Just tone it down a little bit, Jones. But he's extremely passionate, and he has no cares. He only wants the truth, and he doesn't care if you want to hear it or not. That's one thing I like about him. Well, on my next video, I'm going to try to put these clips together side by side so you can judge for yourself. Elon Musk and this man said the same exact thing. He said this 10 years ago. Elon Musk is saying this a couple of weeks ago. How did this man predict this? Like, he predicted a lot of other things. They call him a conspiracy theorist, but every single conspiracy that he announced years ahead, they actually came true. Now, I'm not bullshitting you because I don't get anything out of this, and I just wouldn't. It doesn't make any sense. Alex Jones was talking about, oh, there's multiple dimensions, and scientists are studying this now, and they call it black matter that's leaking into these dimensions, so it makes certain things visible. Elon Musk says, oh yeah, I think that we're in a simulation, and there's a lot of different simulations, and you can start to see them. Alex Jones says, oh yeah, the elite, they're trying to go higher than everything else. They're trying to kill off humans. They're trying to make robots and become cyborgs. They're trying to make robots and kill off everybody and just have the economy go down. Elon Musk says that, yeah, they're trying to make robots and he's really scared about it, so we should just convert to cyborgs. And, it's just crazy. I'm not going to go through it. But I am about to go meditate and lay it down for the night. I appreciate you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And watch out for this clip that I'm going to show you next, which is incredible. Elon Musk repeating the same thing that Alex Jones said. Thank you.